Good late afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. I just got done flying around the house, running the sweeper, doing dishes, and getting prepped for the Michael Rivero gig. I was just thinking, I don't know, I've been having sort of a battle of my own mind, and I wanted to run this by you. I like to listen to Mike Rivero, and because if nothing else, I mean, my goodness, at least he acknowledges that there are false flags in the world and that things that the government tells you isn't necessarily true, from JFK to 9/11 or even Charlottesville. So I appreciate that because it takes a lot of guts, especially on a national level, when you're automatically marginalized and called everything, called a kook and whatnot. I think that's, I don't want to say heroic, but I think that's valiant. I don't know, it's good if he's I like that about him. I don't know what I'm saying. But I've noticed with Thom Hartmann, who I really gave up, I do drop in to ask, has he brought up the Russia thing, or to spread the word about that CIA gentleman named Kevin Shipp with 2 P's, or not 2 P's, that is the question, ladies and gentlemen. And he's not, he hasn't really said anything about it, so, about the Russia thing. I was just letting the chatters over there know about the other. I think it's very dangerous, and, both so-called sides are totally like this, so I'm not laying blame at anybody's feet directly. I'm laying blame at a lot of people's feet. This whole deal, with, Thom Hartmann will get on there and just berate Republicans for 3 hours straight. And then, Michael Rivero, he doesn't do it as much. I mean, he doesn't spend every minute on it or anything, or everything leads to a Republican or a Democrat or anything like that. But, every day it's usually led by the callers, ladies and gentlemen. So I can't really, I guess, I don't know, blame Mike Rivera for this in a way. It's just this name calling and labeling. I find it really dangerous. I know that might even sound snowflakey of me to say that. Is it? Because I'm not coming at it as I'm offended you called me a liberal or conservative. It's not like that at all. It has nothing to do with being offended. It has to do with danger, with being dangerous, and being so convinced by a popular radio host or television host or whatever, news organization, or even especially a celebrity, because they have a lot of hold, I think, on many people here in the US of A. I just think that it gets to be to the point of danger that you won't even look at anything the other side has to say. Like I gave you the example the other day of a friend of mine would never ever dream of looking at anything that a liberal wrote. And this has led really over the years, ladies and gentlemen, to more or less, and I wrote about this in my column before, which you can find at Community News, Lisa's Rants and Raves. It's at communitynewslinesville.com. LINESville.com. I'm sorry. This constant bickering or labeling has really led to and from what I can gather, and I think there's enough evidence to back it up, it's led to almost a demonization of intellectualism or intelligence, or somebody who has a college education, or somebody who really doesn't even necessarily have a college education, but they've studied things on their own. For example, Noam Chomsky points out, I guess the dangers, for lack of a better word right now, of some of the higher institutes of learning. A lot of that stuff is sort of, I've said this before, kind of like American exceptionalism. It backs that kind of mindset up, or, corporations will get in there and give a college a grant, and then you have to teach things a certain way, so it's all kind of muddied up in the somehow, you know what I mean? I know a lot of people that have not done anything, gone on to higher education, usually for the lack of funds, who are highly intellectual and intelligent. But on the other hand, I don't want people to just not even consider something coming from what many call like an elitist professor or something like that. So anyhow, it's led to danger. And then on the other side, you'll have people that wouldn't dream of, say, listening to Michael Rivero because they automatically think that he's, a total right-wing nut. And I just think we need to go ahead and listen to as many people as we can, maybe, just to see from where they're coming. Like, whenever Donald Trump won the election, and a lot of people immediately thought it was because of racism and, you know, this, that, and the other thing, and Bernie Sanders never went in that direction. He said he didn't see it that way, and I tend to agree with him on that particular issue. Because I went ahead and looked or asked people why. You know, I went and I also look up why do these, like, why, I don't know, name an issue. Like, why is the so-called right wing so against X, Y, or Z? Rather than just call them names or imbeciles, I've looked into reasons why they might be that way. And the same with the other side, the liberal side, I guess. I've looked into why they seem closed-minded on certain issues to me as well. So, anyhow, I just see a danger, a real danger. You know, when I end the video and say, drop your political identities and quit labeling people and focus on issue. The reason why I do that, clearly, is because I think that is one of the most important things that I can see, of course. Just that you can do without spending any money, without carrying a picket sign, without, you know, really ruffling too many feathers. I think it's a way that we can all participate or really get to know people or really work together for the good of humanity without really having to do any of those above mentioned items. So, okay, that's all. I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest. I'm going to prep for the moderating gig. Oh, and by the way, on a uplifting note or whatever, I had to switch to this chair. It's the same type. Oh, Lord. Because for some reason the white wicker chair has gone missing. The strangest things happen. I went over to the pool house and this chair was here. It's one of those disc chairs as well, but it's a little bit smaller. I think it'll work out fine. That way I could put that other chair back in the house there by kind of hiding the work stuff. Okay, Lounging with Lisa. The video series that has me lounging while coming at you. Thoughts of the day. Please really think about what I said. Let's join together. Let's drop political identities. And let's quit labeling other people. Love you.